from the J.C. Newman Cigar Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. Welcome to the Smokin Tobacco Show with your hosts, Matt Tobacco and Smokin Nicole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Smokin Tobacco Show. My name is Matt Tobacco from Smokin.com. And I'm joined once again by my beautiful wife, Smokin Nicole. This week, we have a very special guest. Some of you may know her, some of you may not. But if you don't, you're sure to learn something really cool. This woman right here is sometimes referred to as the Guayabera Lady, or that Guayabera Lady. But her name is Berta Bravo. And she has a different story from the cigar industry to tell. Berta, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having us. Well, us. Me and my brother is the one that set up everything, so.
No, absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you. I've seen a few of your other interviews you've done. I know that, and we'll get into this, but I know that you no longer have your store and that you're doing other things now, but you know, you I would say played a major role in the industry and in your own little way for quite some time. So you've definitely earned your place. And once you're in the industry, you're never really out. So you're still here. And I you know, everyone, there was a lot of people who had been reaching out to me and saying like, "Oh my God, Berta's coming on. That's awesome." And there's just a lot of love for you still in this industry. So,
Thank you.
So you first got started back in, I want to say it was 2008, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That was
2008.
that's when you first really started
my
with
first IPCPR. Yeah.
and
My first IPCPR.
and it really began with you were selling these shirts out of the trunk of your car.
Yes, in parking lots.
Yeah. So
I started in parking lots.
So tell us a little bit about how you go from doing that to now you're at the IPCPR in 2008 and you sell 300 shirts to Ernesto Perez Carrillo.
Well, I'd like to start thanking J.C. Newman for sponsoring this segment. Smoking Diamond Crown. This I actually made to commemorate their 100th year anniversary. And honestly, it's a cigar that you can pair with coffee, with wine, or like me, with scotch. It tastes excellent, morning, noon, and night. So thank you, J.C. Newman, and thank you for a great smoke.
Absolutely, J.C. Newman.
Now,
Good stuff.
mm-hmm.
Especially the Diamond Crown line. I mean, if you haven't had Diamond Crown line, it's rolled by the Fuente family. There's the Diamond Crown,
Delicious.
the Julius Caesar, and the Black Diamond. All very good cigars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what are you smoking?
Oh, that's right. You know, I did
should go-
I did glaze over this. I'm so I got so excited, you know, because I know we're gonna have a lot of fun with Berta tonight. I'm smoking the new Gurkha Pure Evil. As I continue to kind of get through my show samples, I usually wait, you know, as most of us do, wait with the show samples and kind of let them acclimate before you really try them. So I'm cutting in and lighting this for the first time. So far, it's great. It's fantastic. And Nicole, I know you're doing some show samples tonight too.
Yeah, I'm on a show sample kick as well now that my taste is back after COVID. Had to put a pause on everything. I didn't want to kind of ruin the flavor of anything new I was trying. So this comes from Apostate Cigars, and it is the Feathered Serpent. And it is a Candela wrapper from the Dominican.
Yeah, I had a few of their cigars already with some of the samples. Really cool stuff. Really good stuff. They're out of Utah, Salt Lake City, I believe. If you don't know
Very
them,
good.
check them out.
Yep.
Upcoming brand, small brand, but I think they're going to do some really great things.
And this was their first show that they debuted.
Yeah, they
but,
debuted
yeah.
at the trade show this year in 2022.
Yep.
Also, cutting and lighting tonight with our awesome, beautiful Cigar Blondie cutter and lighter from Cigar Blondie, our friend Leo. Let's shout out to Leo. If you don't know Leo, I mean, you should. She is awesome. You probably know her from Nova Cigar, but this is her own little venture, Cigar Blondie, blade flame lighter, this amazing cutter, nice and sharp, really stylish stuff. We got the chrome set right here. We got the white set in the other room too, but
Yeah.
really beautiful stuff. So that's what I'm lighting and cutting up with, as well as Nicole.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm sorry. So back to Berta. It's time for her to tell her story. We did glaze over the cigars part, but now it's time for her to tell her story.
Okay, a gentleman named Pedro Gonzalez walked into the store one day. Perdomo used to make his cigars, and he told me, "Do you uh, do you know about the IPCPR?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "Well, this is a trade show for cigars, and your product will be perfect in there. And you can come and share my booth if you want." And I said, "Well, Pedro, to tell you the truth, if I believe in it, I will do it. I will become a member, and I'll have my own booth. Let me talk to my son, and he can guide me through." So I call Joey up, and Joey tells me, "Well, Mom, it's excellent, but you don't smoke. Uh, the cigar industry is a mom and pop. It's a mom and pop. It's a history. It's a romance. It's this and it's that." And I said, "Joey, but there's no problem. You smoke. I can do it. Teach me." I am a very slow learner. The first IPCPR, I had to ask him over 100 times to light my cigar because for the life of me, I couldn't. I couldn't. But we joined, we went, and it was great. And that's how the girl from the parking lot came to the cigar industry. I consider myself an ambassador for the cigar industry because I not only love it, I have the same passion as if I had grown up in the industry. I listen to the stories and I can relate as if I had been there. So for me, it's a romance. It's a love story. It's a way to put women in the place they belong in the cigar industry. It's not about how sexy or how this or how that you are. It's if you know what you're smoking and how you're smoking it and with whom you're smoking it.
Oh, absolutely.
So that, yeah,
You definitely can hold your own. I mean, and the
thank
thing
you.
is you bring you also. I mean, I mean, by now obviously you know how to smoke and all that stuff, and you know what you're smoking, and
Thank God.
you have an impressive lineup in front of you tonight. I saw the other cigars you have, and Cynthia would definitely be proud. So, but
Yes,
no,
she will.
but the other thing is too is you bring something to the table that's unique and really cool and really special and something that is really become a staple in the cigar industry and outside of the cigars themselves, and that's the Guayabera that almost everybody wears. Everybody, if most people, if you don't know what that is, you've seen it. Maybe you don't know the name, but you've seen the shirts with the four pockets and the striping down the front that most you see in the ads for the cigar makers and the manufacturers. They're wearing them when they get the cigars in the pockets, and that's what it is, and that has become a staple as the fashionable icon, and that's like it's almost like it's like the uniform, right? It's
The unofficial
Mhm.
uniform.
it's the unofficial uniform for the cigar smoker. And now I believe that shirt and that style goes back to Cuba, if I am not mistaken.
It does. In the late 1800s, it originated in my hometown.
That's right.
Go
You
figure.
you came here from Cuba with your family when you were 9 years old,
Yes,
and I want
I
to say
came
that
in 1966.
was 1966.
1966. I
Yep.
was going to say 76, but hey.
So you you take something that has been it's been around a long time, and you turn it into. Now, one of the things I read when I was doing my homework on you was that, and you're credited with this, and I don't know if you agree or if you feel the same way, but others have said that they credit you with creating um, not only just the immense popularity of the Guayabera in the industry, but you also started, if I remember correctly, in Miami. There's is it Guayabera Fridays? Am I correct with that?
Yes, yes.
Da-
During the months of summer, it's Guayabera summers, and in all courtrooms, in all banks, and other prestigious organizations, that's what they wear.
And so how is this done from your influence? Was it just you that was you were the one that had the store
Well, no,
that
I
dressed
was really,
everybody?
no, I don't think so. I really made it more acceptable by women because I gave it curves. The way of it is a boxy shirt. I
Right.
gave it curves and it turned out good. I made it strapless as long as it had the pleating and the pockets. It was good. So I gave it another twist. My mom actually made the first Guayabera with the insert of the collar in a different material, with the cuff in a different material. That was my
Ooh.
mom's idea.
Yeah, those like you see with a lot of other dress shirts. Um,
Mhm.
you pop the cuffs over and you have the other pattern.
Mhm.
I love shirts like that
Mhm.
too. I mean, when I get dressed up, I have a lot of shirts like that too. That's something I personally appreciate. That to kind of give a little extra, you know.
That was my mom's idea,
Yeah.
Matthew, back in 2003, 2004.
Wow. Yeah. So you're talking almost
Yeah.
20 years ago. I mean,
Mhm.
that's pretty amazing. And now that's a style that you see everywhere now. Um,
Mhm.
Now, so when you obviously you said you made it more accessible for women. You put curves in the shirt. You put more women's cut shirts, and so that way something that women can
Yeah.
wear that's not a boxy shirt. But you made shirts for men too. You did Guayaberas for men and women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Now I wanted to ask you. And now I know Nicole. I think you had seen these before. Did you also do? I know that there's dresses out there that are like Guayabera dresses. Did you do those as well?
Mhm. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. I made it, as a matter of fact, for IPCPR 2011 or 10 or 11. I made it for the JC Newman team, and
Oh,
all the
okay.
girls were sporting their ultra top guayaberas, very fitted, very nicely done, and that was that. The first family in the cigar industry to wear my guayaberas was my father's cigar family. That being Maria,
Really?
Danny, Dan, they all wore. The first family that wore the guayaberas was the first cigar manufacturer that bought the guayaberas was Mr. Ernesto Perez Castillo, whom I will always be grateful to because he saw me looking baffled in that first IPCPR. I was all dressed in white with heels this big, and I walked in, and the only thing I did was, Dad, help me down here. You just do your thing. So a couple hours later, Ernesto comes up and he goes, you know what? Let your son, because I had introduced him to my son and my daughter-in-law, and let your son stay in the booth. I'm going to introduce you to several people. That's when he introduced me to Eric Espinosa, which he ordered uh, my father's cigars, which I then went to visit them. They were still in 8th Street, and so on, so forth.
Yeah, that's truly amazing. And it goes back. We were talking about this before the show. It's just the way that this industry is. I mean, the people. I mean, they're always looking out for each other. Always willing to lend a hand. Here's Ernesto, right? He sees you. This is your first show. You're like taking this in. Oh my God. Hey, you know what? You got coverage at your booth. Leave them there. Come with me. Let me introduce everyone. So
Let
that
me
way you're not
introduce you.
standing
Let me
here.
walk you around.
You're
You
not a
look like a
fish out of
hard
water.
working woman. Yeah. You
And now
look
you
like a
can meet
hard working
everybody.
woman. Let me introduce you.
It's all about relationships too. I mean, every aspect of the industry, whether you're a cigar manufacturer, you're a retailer, distributor, you're in the media like us, you're doing something like
Mhm.
like what you used to do. You know, it's a very it's a connection base. It's social. You get to connect it with people. You build relationships and we talked about this before. And people are just they're so open to it, right? And of course, there's always the bad eggs here and there, but for the most part, that's the great thing about the cigar industry is there's so many people out there, and they're all willing to help. They're all willing to meet new people. They're all willing to connect with each other and interchange. And if there's anything that one can do for the other, and vice versa. So here you go. You go to your first show. He walks you around. You start meeting all these people in this industry that you know nothing about, mostly up until that point. And you make all these new connections. You meet all these new people who go on to be friends of yours and people you know and love for years now. And they're buying your shirts. And your business is taking off. And it's like, oh, my God, this trade show was a great idea. I come here with my shirts thinking like, okay, I'm going to go to this cigar convention. And it's just, it takes off, and it just kind of blows open from there, right? So you were in business from around like 2008 until I know that.
In the cigar industry, I started in 2008, but I started business in 2003.
2003. Okay, so 2003, 2008, you go to IPCPR, and then from there it just kind of keeps building and growing from there. Now I know that your store. I know that you don't have the store anymore, and the store has closed. When did the store close? Was that in 2020?
In 2020.
In 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
And
the end of 2020.
and that was mostly from like the pandemic and all of that, and
It was the pandemic, wrong choices, and it just got out of hand. I felt miserable because I felt it was my connection to the cigar industry. But thank God it wasn't. My cigar family is there. I have sisters, chosen sisters, like Cynthia Fuente.
absolutely.
Liana is my chosen daughter. I'm her mumi, and she's my chiquilina. And Carlito is mi hermano. And so on. So I can call Maria Garcia at any time, and she picks up wherever she is. I was blessed to do as well for the Padron family, the Perdomo family, Altides, General Cigar. So I was very blessed, and I'm always received with open arms. And that, I wrote it down when you called me to participate in your show. I was elated because it's a beautiful thing. I mean, you guys still love me.
Absolutely. Look, and it's unfortunate that you don't have the store anymore, and that's it's disappointing. I didn't even
My
realize
story
that.
written yet.
What was that?
The story is not over yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
so okay,
Stay
so
tuned.
is there?
Stay tuned.
Do you
Very
have something
soon.
in the works?
I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I was gonna say. So I
Stay tuned.
didn't realize that, and when I found out, I have to be honest with you, Berta. I was a little disappointed because I was like, so that means I'll never have one of the famous Guayaberas from Berta Bravo, and I'm like, that's like I feel like it's become the more I've learned about you and the people I talk to about you, it's kind of like one of
Thank
those
you.
things that you get and you're like, oh, this is like the legit, like this is like the one, you gotta have it. And I'm like, I'm
Thank
not gonna
you.
have one of those, but it sounds like I still might have
your
my
second
chance.
Yeah.
Because that would be awesome. But it'll be interesting to see where you go with that, and I am curious to know what. And I always try. I always try to get people to tease things, and then once it's out there, then I try to get some more. But I won't push you too hard. I look forward to.
It's okay.
I look forward to seeing what it is you have up your sleeve.
We will be waiting.
We will.
Ready.
We will be
For,
waiting.
for the moment, this is my scotch. Can you read it?
Ooh.
Just in
Oh,
case
okay.
I forget.
Sometimes you forget you're awesome. So this is your reminder.
There you
I
go.
love that.
There you go.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah, no, and you're right, and you are still definitely loved in the industry, and you were on Meet the Professor. I want to say that was early this year, right?
No.
Was that last
That
year?
was last year.
Oh,
Wow, really? Already?
Time flies.
Yes.
Because I remember when you went on that show too. Wow, I can't even believe that was already last year. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Mhm.
I can't believe we're already in August of this year. It's been.
That was almost a year and a half ago.
Oh my God. you know,
Yeah.
time flies when you're having fun. You know, time flies.
Oh, look, Kevin is on. I was the first official out of town um, cigar lady, so Sex in the City, with Kevin Bristow.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. Hi,
well,
Kev.
hi, Kevin. I see Kim's here, Cynthia's here, Cheryl Wilson.
David is one of my adopted kids.
David is here. He's a big fan of the show. We love seeing David. I was gonna say I haven't really been paying attention to the comments because I've been focusing on you, but yeah, everyone's here tonight. They're all here. They're all there. They're all chiming in. They're all in the
We're all
comments.
here to support you.
Thank
They're
you.
all they're all excited to see you. So yeah, so it's like, you know, you are on Meet the Professor. You're on our show, so you're still getting your invites. You're still here. You're still relevant, and like you said, the story isn't over yet. So
Yeah.
you were a part of something that I truly love, and I think that if you don't know what it is and you haven't seen it, it's on like Amazon Prime and whatever, like you can get it. Just the hand rolled documentary. You were in that, and I thought that was amazing too.
And you know who wanted me to be on that?
Was it Pete Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He calls. He goes, "You have to be here tomorrow. They're doing this and this and this, and we're filming you here at my father's cigars office."
Wow.
I said, "Okay, I'm there."
That was exciting to see. You know, there was a few ladies of the Leaf in there. You know, there was Delicia was in there too, Cigar Vixen. It was nice. It was really nice to see you in there, and you told kind of a different story too, because you didn't really talk so much about the Guayaberas. You talked a lot about Cuba and coming from Cuba, and
Yeah.
as we said before, you came here from Cuba when you were 9 years old, I believe. So you were really little.
9.
But you came at that time when things changed in that country, and I'll never forget the thing you said in that documentary was, you know, for as long as the communism rules in that country, you'll never smoke a Cuban cigar.
Sure.
And you know, I think, you know, a lot of us too, you know, I think some people, you know, they kind of they look past that, and they just focus on the cigars, and you know, and we're all guilty of it too. I mean, I'll be very honest with you, you know, but it's a nice reminder. I think what you said, I wanted to bring this up tonight because I truly believe it was a nice reminder. It was a nice reminder of, just remember, when you get all excited and you're trying to get a hold of the unobtainable cigars in this country, right? Just remember like what they represent. And
Exactly.
I just wanted to say that, you know, I think that, you know, look, we're in the
Thank
U.S.
you.
This is the New World Cigars country. We have some of the best cigars in the world in this country, coming from all the names you've already mentioned, right? And they're coming out of countries like the Dominican, Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica. Do we really need Cuban cigars in the country anyway? We have so many good cigars already.
No, it's a myth. It's a myth because you cannot have it. But you know, how can you promote being in a free country?
Mm-hmm.
How can we promote a place that has no human rights? I stand my ground.
I think that's a very bold statement, and I think it's an important statement. And like I said, it serves as a nice reminder. You have people like Pete Johnson who kind of use the old Cuban world, the old Cuban cigars as a what's the word I'm looking for? As an influence, right? With some of the things he does, I know he tries to influence. He pays homage to the cigars of yesteryear. And I think that's a nice touch. But the actual Cuban cigars of today, I mean, yeah, and you know what? Sure, some of them are good. Whatever, we could talk about what they are and this and that. Lately, they're going to be too expensive to obtain anyway. I mean, the prices are going through the roof with those, and you know their quality issues are, you know, that's a whole nother discussion. So, but it's like it comes at a nice time. It comes at a nice time as a reminder of, you know, of what it means, and to remember, like, hey, before you light those up, this is what it's for and what it represents. I want to get to our news segment before I go too far, because I know if I miss the news, if I go too far and I miss the news segment time, Nicole will start giving me the jabs. Our news segment is brought to you once again by McAuliffe Cigars. If you're not familiar with McAuliffe Cigars, head over to McAuliffeCigars.com and sign up to become an official ambassador. You'll get your ambassador number, your ambassador coin, and while you're at it, head over to Facebook and join the McAuliffe Ambassadors official Facebook group. It's a great time. We're members. You should be too.
I make their guayaberas as well.
Oh, you did?
do.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
I've
have been a hot ticket.
I've
amongst
seen them
all of
too, and
the
they're cool. They're good.
Yep.
They don't have a lot of them, so like I think people are kind of like fighting them, like, oh my god, I want one. And
The McAuliffe ambassadors are always trying to get their hands on one of those.
oh yeah, it was a very hot topic early in the year. This week, quick announcement: I'm smoking the Gurkha Pure Evil tonight, as I said before. So showing a little bit more love for our Gurkha family. Gurkha Cigar Group International is proud to announce the Revenant sampler bags are now shipping to retailers across the country. The Revenant that was introduced at last year's PCA trade show was released this year in a different format. 6-pack sampler bag. Last year, the Gurkha Revenant was released in box-pressed Maduro and Corojo wrappers, but this year, the cigar is available in a humidified, resealable sample bag consisting of 2 Maduros, 2 Corojos, and 2 Connecticut cigars. Juan Lopez, happy birthday, Juan Lopez. It was his birthday yesterday. Solo
Happy
love.
birthday.
And I was with Willie
Yes.
Morante today up in New Hampshire. So love to the Gurkha fam. The only place you will find the Revenant Connecticut is inside the sampler bag, according to Juan Lopez. So if you get that sampler bag, you also get that third, the Connecticut, and the Revenant if you are a fan of the Revenant. If you like that cigar. I've smoked a few of them already. I had some before the show. I had got some more at the show. I smoked some more. They're great cigars, and I think Gurkha's really putting out some really good stuff right now. That Revenant is one of my favorites that they have currently in their lineup, so I highly recommend checking that out. Look at your local brick and mortar retailers. If not, there's plenty of online retailers that I'm sure are going to carry that, but definitely a great cigar. And the sampler packs are amazing too, because it's a great. Usually they're I want to say, I don't know if there's so this one's at $37. It's a good price. You get 6 cigars. It's a good gift for somebody. They stay fresh inside, so if you're not a cigar smoker and you're buying it for someone else, you don't have to worry about that. They'll be fresh. They're sealed. They're humidified. There's nothing else you need to do. They're great for you. If you want to grab something quick that you know is going to be good quality, a little bit of a variety. There's 2 of each. You want to smoke them with a friend. You pick up one of those. You each get 3 cigars. Perdomo does it too. A lot of manufacturers are going to that. I know Ashton's got it. There's a lot of people out there. They're great. I think those sampler packs are an awesome idea. Great price point. Nice little sampler pack. Done. Out the door. So definitely check those out. And much love to the Gurkha family and Juan Lopez. Happy birthday, brother. Love you, buddy. So I wanted to, first of all, I need to find my water because my mouth is getting dry. It's hot. It's very hot and humid. I'm sure it's hot and humid down where you are too.
Tell me about it.
It was 103 today.
Very.
It
Oh,
is.
wow.
For Boston?
Plus, like what? Like 150% humidity.
Yeah.
So it's hot.
I have my water in a Michi cup. It's from the Golden Girls, Michi Urito. She sent me this one.
Oh yeah.
Live like Rose, dress like Blanche, think like Dorothy, and speak like Sophia.
Love
If
that.
all of you are familiar with the Golden Girls, you know Sophia is the feisty one.
She's the best one.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you say you're the feisty one? Is that kind of what you're alluding to? You're the feisty one in the group?
You're the Sophia.
No, I wish I was. At times, believe me, I wish at times I was. But that goes to my aunts, because I live with my mom and my 2 aunts. And we get to be the Golden Girls. So the Sophia is 95 years old, my aunt. She drinks scotch and smokes cigars to this day.
Wow. God bless her.
Mm-hmm.
Just
and
living
to
her best
show-
life.
And just to show everybody the lineup, because only you and Nicole got to see it.
Yeah, show
I
them.
have a very special Amor del Desierto and an even more special cigar that my sister gave me, Cynthia. It's a look at this beauty. Look at this between the lines.
Oof.
Look at
Those are
Those are
so cool.
that.
beautiful.
Nice,
They're beautiful. They're so
nice.
cool.
They're
Did
so special.
So
we gave some of those away. They were part of the raffle this year for the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation.
Didn't Berta win one? No.
She did. Berta did
yes,
win.
Yeah.
Did you win that
I
one in
did
the
win.
raffle?
No, no, this one Cynthia gave me. I
Different one.
won
But you did
the
win. Yeah.
PJ.
Oh, that's
The
right.
PJ.
Yeah, you
Yes.
did. That's right. I
Yeah.
remember
I
now. It
did,
was the
I
PJ.
did.
Yeah, that
I
was like
won
one of
the
the
PJ.
most
Yeah.
sought after prizes.
Yes.
I think. Oh yeah, there was 5 of them. I think. Right? There was 5.
Yeah.
There was 5 of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's right. You were a winner. There was a lot of people that won. That was really an amazing.
I mean, there were over 50 prizes. with
Oh
that.
yeah, and I think there was like 60.
Yeah.
And I think
I can't
60
remember.
and
It was
change.
a blur.
There was a
Every year
lot
it's
of
a
them.
blur.
I've already started working on next year's page. I want to have it
Perfect.
ready and done. So I'm already building on that, so that I can have it ready and ready to go next year. So this year we did, as a recap for those who missed it. I know Berta was along for the ride, but we did $25,500, and then
Excellent.
Carlito decided, he reached out to me towards the end and said, hey, let's go another 2 weeks, and whatever you raise, I will match it through the Fuente Family Foundation, which is separate from CFCF. And I said, okay.
Mhm.
So we finished out with an even $51,000 for the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation. That was, and me and Berta were talking about it before the show. I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked at the turnout and everyone that came together. To help us raise that money. I mean, it's still like, it's hard to just wrap your head around, like, wow, what an accomplishment, and what that means for the kids down in the Dominican Republic, and where that money goes.
And for those of you that have not visited the school, it is amazing. Once you see what they have created and how they have created it, is mind-boggling. The Newman and the Fuente family all take care of all administrative costs, and every single penny that they raise goes directly to the foundation. They feed over 450 kids each day. Come September, they're going to have another graduation. But the beautiful thing about CFCF is that the children come back. They have doctors, architects, engineers, um,
You name it.
martial artists, and they come back to help.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are taught. That's what they are taught. From pre-K, they are taught women should be treated as ladies all the time. The little kid is sitting in a chair, and a little girl comes up, and he stands up and gives her his chair. That's the beauty of it, that it's not only academic, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
Most of those children don't have that at home.
No.
And it is sown into their blood how important it is to share, to communicate, not to fight. It is amazing, amazing.
It doesn't just educate them, it prepares them for life.
It prepares them for life. Needless to say, they speak 3 languages. They are fluent in. They are. It is a great thing, and the facilities are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been down there yet. We're trying to work with them right now to come down, hopefully by the end of this year. And I ran into Carlito at PCA last month, and he was like, you have to come. You have to come down.
You have to see it.
He's like,
It
I
you
want you
you
to be there. I want you to
you
see
were
it.
taken you were taken by it from things that you hear.
Yep.
When you visit it, you will see what it's all about, and it's in your system. I remember Jay Davis
Oh, Jay,
from Lou.
we love Jay.
I
Yes.
love Jay,
Love
and
Jay.
Yes.
I remember we were in Napa, and I started talking and Cynthia, and he was taken by what we had to say, and come the next cigar trip, he's there, and he's been working on fundraisers ever since. Ever since.
Yeah, I think Jay's been down there like 16 times now. He's. I saw him at the trade show. We spent a lot of time talking about it. He was so generous. He donated the Daniel Marshall 38th anniversary that Carlito made for Daniel Marshall. That beautiful humidor and the cigar set and all the other pieces. I mean, that was so generous. And then on top of that, he donated a lot of money too, just to help us
Mhm.
get to our goals. And I just was like, Jay. I mean, he's like, no, don't worry about it. He's like, I've been down there so many times, and I know the family really well, and I've seen it, and I know how important it is. So like for me, that
It is.
doesn't mean anything. It's whatever I can give. He was one of
You'll
those
love it.
people.
You will
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, he was one of those people that was just sat me down and was like, "You don't understand like how big this is."
And Jay has been, I mean, he is definitely more than a friend to us. He was one of the 7 people at our wedding.
Yeah.
When we eloped last month. So um, Jay has been so kind to us, and we can't ever repay him. So
It was funny. I hadn't met Ciro before, and I know Cynthia and Carlito and Liana, but I had never met Ciro, and he was like, "You don't know Ciro?" And I was like, "No, I've never met him." He's like, "Come on, let's go." And we went right up to Ciro, and he was like, "Hey." He's like, Ciro, this is someone you need to know, and told him about what we do, and then what we did for the foundation. And he was like, oh, he's like, you have to come down, and he was like, yeah, Jay, you come too. So now Jay and I are gonna go down together. So it's a very exciting time. So but yeah, no, it was just a really special it was a special thing that happened, and something that we're gonna try to continue to do because it was amazing. But one of the things I wanted to bring up, so we talked a little bit about, when you were younger, and it was I'm sorry if I remember, it was your father, or no, it was your grandfather. Your grandfather was in the clothing business when your family first came here from Cuba, and then your dad got into that, and you kind of carried the torch with that too by, okay, well, I'm going to get into this now too.
That's why it hurt so much when I had to close down,
Yeah,
because it was a way of keeping my father's legacy alive. And there were nights that I cried myself to sleep, and that I tried my utmost. He always said, "Give it your best. If it doesn't work, you know that you gave it your best, and you treat everyone the exact way you want to be treated."
right.
So that has been my rule of thumb. When I love, I don't know how to love halfway. I love with all my heart, and and it's real. It's black and white. There's no hidden corners in everything. So that's why I could identify to the passion of the manufacturers. I mean, when you first shake the bean's hand, you feel the calluses. You feel the soil. You feel all his hard work.
Yeah,
He still works the land. And when you walk into a tour at the Fuente factory, I'm not even going to say anything. You're just going to call me and say, you were absolutely right. There are no words. Everything has a history. Every single pebble, every single wood block of wood, every single thing has a beautiful family history behind it. And
And
you feel it. You feel it. You feel as if you were there when it was happening.
it's an emotional attachment, even if you weren't a part of it,
Yeah.
you can relate to it, you can connect to it,
Mhm.
you feel that, and you can feel that
Mhm.
out of people. Um, in it's interesting. So it's like your family was not in the cigar making business, um, but you still have that same connection, like all of these families do. Your
Mhm.
grandfather did this, your father did it. You decided, you were going to keep that legacy going, and it's the same
Mhm.
thing. Just like all of
So
these
you can,
families.
yes, yes, you identify
Yeah,
with what they went through.
absolutely. Do you think that speaks
Living,
to?
living in a little room, the five of them. We lived in a efficiency. The three, I would ask my Dad, why did we come? Explain to me. I had everything in Cuba, and now I sleep in a sofa.
Right.
Explain to me how how this is gonna work. I had a piece of paper. My sister wrote me a piece of paper. May I go to the bathroom? May I sharpen my pencil? That was it. I spoke no English. There was no ESOL programs in school at that time. There were only three Spanish-speaking people in the entire school.
Wow.
It was tough. So I can identify with what they have gone through. We lost everything. The government did an inventory when we were told that we could leave. We left when the Freedom Flight started. And the Freedom Flight started in '65, in December, I believe, and we left in February of 1966.
Wow.
And that was because my sister was a minor and she had come vacationing to the States, and they stayed. And she claimed us, and we were able to leave at that time.
Wow. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's got to be a culture shock. I mean, it's got to
It is.
be, and
It was.
especially at your age, it's got to be scary. You don't
It's
know,
very scary.
you don't know what's gonna happen. You're
I'm very proud to say I'm Cuban, and I'm very proud to say I'm American. Extremely proud.
yeah, as you should be. And
Hmm.
um, I think it's kind of like what all these families, right? They're all Cuban. They're all Cuban families. They're all families that
Hmm.
left and they took that knowledge and that heritage and brought it somewhere else to keep that alive outside of Cuba. And I think
Hmm.
that's what makes all of you so special is you all have that same connection, the same experience more or less, and you understand each other because you all did it. You were all there, and I think that's what and the Cuban people so hardworking. I mean, just look around this industry. I mean, these companies and people like you and like does not exist without that. It just doesn't. Like you said, like Pepin still
I
works the
agree.
fields. I mean, it's you know sticks. Everyone sticks to their roots. It's
Hmm.
it really is special. I want to hit our top three segment tonight as we get towards that time. Our our top three segment is brought to you once again by Room 101 Cigars.
Watch the Smokin Tabacco show. Eat your vegetables. Take your vitamins. Smoke Room 101.
From our friend Matt Booth.
You heard it from the man himself.
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. All right. I'm going to make this easy on you. I'm going to keep it light for you. Top three, no particular order. Top three favorite cigars.
For me,
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
the one I'm smoking,
Mm-hmm.
and the two I have in lineup.
Oh, wow. Easy.
Uh,
One I'm
we may have to
smoking at the
ask the
moment.
other one.
What's the other one?
But I sent you a second.
I didn't see that.
You answered that way too quickly.
Okay. Yes,
Yes.
good one. All right.
Okay.
All right, let's make this one a little bit more personal, okay? Top three
Okay.
of your favorite designs
That you've ever made.
that you've created.
My favorite design.
Mm-hmm.
Like the three favorite shirts you've ever made.
Yeah. I have to say, first and foremost, the one I made for my father's cigars team. That first IPCPR, when they all walked in wearing their guayaberas, it was so emotional. I cried, and that the year after that, they had made the my father cigars limited, and there was only, I forget how many boxes, but they made sure to put aside number 18 for me, and they gave it to me at the IPCPR. 18 is my dad's birthday.
Okay.
I had the most beautiful relationship with my father that a daughter can ever have. He was not only my dad, but he was my mentor, my best friend, and the only person with whom I could think out loud.
Hmm.
So it's been 19 years, and I still meet him every single day. And I still ask him, hey, you know what? Give me a sign. So usually I'm driving when I'm talking to God, and a number 18 tag pulls up in front of me. Coincidence? No, it's a God incident. So,
That's really special. That's a
and when
beautiful
I say
story.
besitos, blessings, and smokelicious ashes, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And delicious came from Jorge Armentero. Jorge Armenteros, I told him, I'm going to make that word popular. And I did. And I stole it. And he's never used it again, but he started it.
Yeah, it's how do you say it? Um, making it your own,
Yeah.
more or
And it
less.
goes back to what we've been talking about. It's the love, it's the passion, it's the family, it's the close friends that became family that take your heart. Like Cheryl, she's on the show.
Hmm.
Her and Irma were my family. Irma was my family, and Cheryl is my family. And we met because of this.
Absolutely.
We met in a cigar snob. Well, they came to the store, and Cigar Snob was having one of their marathons where we would just hop to different cigar bars.
Hmm.
And I called Eric and I told him I have two ladies from New York, and please can you, because it was full, it was packed. Can you please? So Eric goes, of course, Mama B, let's let them. Of course, they can come in, and oh boy, did we have fun. And then we became family, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's amazing how that happens time and time again, especially in this
Mhm.
industry. And like you said,
Mhm.
we met because of this. It's funny. You say it just like that, and like that's so many people have come on this show over the years and have used that same like analogy all because of this.
Hmm.
And it's because it's
All because of
true,
this.
and it's true. It really is. It is special. Um, two others. Sorry, I had to bring this back in. So
More
the
questions?
no. So it was three. So the my father one that you did. So two others. What were maybe two others
Uh
that
huh.
you made that maybe were like really big or really special or that just you were really proud of?
Dressing the Fuentes family
Oh, of course.
with Liana with her fitted dress, and Cynthia with her classy blouse, and Christina and Carlos Suarez. He was so proud. He was such he was so proud to wear my shirt.
Yeah.
So proud. So that was very taking. And when the Padrones came and I got to, that was exciting. That was, they had never worn uniforms before to the trade show. And then when they were introducing the Damaso, I made them navy blue guayaberas, and they wore it all to the trade show. That was very rewarding.
Wow. So it's like
And
even
I
when
don't want to leave anyone out, so you gave me three, but it's okay.
look, I'm sure you've made a lot for a lot of amazing people over the years too, and it is hard. You know
I
that's a
made. You were talking about Berka. I made guayaberas for all of them. I had Kaisad wearing guayaberas left and right.
yeah. I mean, it's gotta feel. And I can tell just by hearing you tell the stories and talk about it. It's emotional. You see like the fruit of
Mhm.
your hard work. You know, you see these people wearing your guayaberas, and you know they got those company names on them too, and you're just like, wow, like I made those for them. Like that's cool. It's almost like you get a little bit of that geek factor. You're like, oh my god, you get a little excited, and you're like, oh, those are my shirts. I made those.
Yeah. And like I was telling you before we started, that I was very proud because the Fuente and Newman family uh, backed me up when I wanted to do Havana Nights for CSCS, and I was able to do 3 years, and we raised a lot of money, and it was, people ask me, how did you do it, and why, and did you make money? No, every single penny went for the foundation, every single penny, and I had their full support. I had all of them. The last year that I was able to do Havana Nights, I had Don Carlos smoking and dancing with me. So
Wow.
it was, it was, those are things that will stay in my heart. And there you go. You make me cry.
Oh,
No, we're so sorry.
you know what, Berta? It is difficult because it is you know, from my short experience with this industry, and like we've talked about all night, it is so special, and you do meet these special people, and you create special memories, and it's really hard not to be emotional, right? Because it does mean so
Very.
much, and it's so special. And you know, there was a quote from a book that I read about baseball, and someone once said, I believe it was the book Moneyball about the Oakland Athletics and the Moneyball story from 2003. But there was a quote in that book, and it said, "It's hard not to be and I think I might be paraphrasing. It's hard not to get romantic about baseball. It's 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 really the same for this industry and these
I
people.
agree.
It's hard not to be like romantic about this industry and to have those
Mhm.
emotions. It really like it is, you know,
I agree.
and no, it really it's special to hear you tell these stories, and and show that emotion because it really is it is amazing, and it's awesome to hear it. And again, this is why you still come on these shows, so you can tell these stories, and we
Thank
can
you.
keep it alive. We
Thank
can
you.
keep the memory alive,
I am honored.
and it's what makes it so fun because I'm sure there's people out there that haven't heard these stories, you know, and Cynthia is
I
being
am honored.
huge cheerleader for you right now. You go, Berta. You go, and talk about Havana Nights, and then it's funny. So I know you did do a lot with the Fuentes with their charity, but you also did charity work for other charities too when you had your store, right?
One of the charities very close to my heart is cerebral palsy, and I work
Mm.
relentlessly with Samantha's Purpose. And the reason I chose Samantha's Purpose was because um, I met Samantha when she was 2. She just turned 17,
Wow.
and um, she became part of me, and I became part of her. And her mom and dad and brothers, I am their mama bee, and they are my kids. They are my kids through the years. And then Alex and Jackie with Christian, and it was just you could see and touch where your money was going. You could see the experience. You could feel the family's pain. You could and their struggles, and it all goes back to the same thing. We are built to help others.
Yeah,
Thank you, Lefty.
yeah, Lefty. I was gonna say Lefty's here with us.
Yep.
Thank you, Lefty, for the amazing words. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Really excited to have you here. But yeah, no, I mean it's always great when you can give back too.
I
And this,
also help the National
Yep.
Kidney Foundation for Kevin.
Yep.
Yes.
oh,
And
okay,
I
yes,
tried to help. I tried everyone. I tried to help everyone that reached out to me, whether I could monetary or if I couldn't, I would just send Guayaberas and for cigars for warriors and George Sosa when he was in Alex Bradley introduced me to many of wonderful people that are still a part of my life. Charlie Barnyard, I mean, so many. Grace Sotolongo was in all the events. She made it a point to reach out to everyone. My brother would be the one handling all the media and the connecting and the this and the that. And it was a beautiful thing to know that from this you could achieve so much.
yeah,
So my foundation is still open. My time is not finished yet, and eventually there will be a comeback.
And we will be waiting.
we will be, we will
Yes.
be.
Yes.
Like I already, I have something I want to talk to you about. So when we end the show, don't go anywhere because I have something I want to talk to you about after the show's over.
Okay.
Because I have something in my head that I want to share with you that I think you'll really appreciate. But we are getting towards the end of the show. So, but before we wrap up, I do want to say, Berta, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
it's-
Thank you.
It's really special to have you here with us tonight. Really, I mean that.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's great to feel the love.
Absolutely. Before we do go, is there anything else that you want to say or that you want to share with the audience while you have the floor? I know you don't get on as many shows and get out, so I want to give you this opportunity. If there's anything we left out, if anything we forgot or we didn't cover, I didn't ask you. If there's anything you want to say, I just want to give you that opportunity now.
Thank you. I think we've covered everything, and for the third time, this is not the end. This is only a stepping stone.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, Berta, thank you again so much for being here with
Thank
us.
you.
To
Thank
everyone,
you.
to everyone watching at home, thank you for watching with us. If you're listening later on the podcast platforms, thank you for listening. No matter where you watch or listen to us, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us. We got more shows coming. We already have a lot of shows in the can that you can catch up on, which is amazing.
And then this month of August, so we will announce that there is going to be a special mystery episode next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So more to come on that. We're not going to give anything away right now. And then on the 18th, we have Willie Herrera joining us from Drew Estate.
Absolutely.
And then on the 25th, we have Miguel from Crown Heads joining us as well.
That's right. Miguel Shadell.
So-
That'll be an awesome show.
Yep.
So, guys, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Find us, like, subscribe. Find us on social media at Smokin Tabacco on like everywhere. And visit smokintabacco.com for all of our 2022 PCA coverage brought to you by Drew Estate, the rebirth of cigars, as well as more news, information, and updates from around the cigar industry. And with that, we say good night. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
night. Besitos, blessings, and smoke delicious ashes.